All right. So today we'll talk about attentiveness in meditation and japa. So basically, okay, what are the when you mean japa? So when you want to chant, when you want to meditate, okay, what are the important components? What is a characteristic of a good meditation?
Well,
Concentration.
for Japa, we have the list of 10 offenses to be avoided.
Okay, that is okay.
One of those does talk about attentiveness. I think that's one of the added on ones. It's actually like number 11 or 12.
Yeah, I want to focus on the importance of the attentiveness here.
Concentration. Yeah.
Concentration, yes. So concentration. So what is the characteristic? So
yeah, it's a good question. I mean, the offense talks about it's an offense. It is an offense to be inattentive while chanting. But what does it actually mean to be attentive
while chanting?
While chanting. Yeah.
Raji, you can also pitch in. What is the characteristic of a attentive meditation, attentive japa? Any thoughts?
Attentive japa is when you are when your speech, you are hearing what you are saying from your mouth. So when you're chanting, you should hear it. And if that circulation continues to happen, if you're hearing well, then your concentration is more.
So, which is a very good point. Now, the very important character, what I find is, say this is the in-between, okay? So your senses can go outer or your senses can go inside, go within. Okay, these are the two things you can do when you meditate. So when I chant, so what happens is the outer world should be suspended. Okay. The outer world should be suspended. So what do you mean the outer world should be suspended? So when I want to meditate, when I actually want to benefit from my meditation, so I am trying to expose my mind to the object which I am meditating upon. Now, what will that object do? Suppose I am meditating on a mantra. Now that when that mantra is touching the mind fully, okay, so what does it do? It purifies the mind, cleanses the mind, washes the mind. Now, when you do not do concentration, what happens? You are chanting and you can kind of hear, but will this mantra reach the mind? What happens?
No.
There is a clash, correct? So the effectiveness becomes low. So the effectiveness of that mantra is very low. In fact, it can even give negative result. So after doing the meditation, you are more miserable. That can happen. So when you do a meditation, when you do a mantra, especially, so what you should do with the mantra? So you should, first of all, make a vow or make a mental arrangement. It's all management of thought, okay? Thought is all about management. So your mind will get all kinds of thought. Okay, so what are the kinds of thought you may get?
Negative, positive.
Negative means, let's go specific examples. Anyone can give. Rajji, Amitaji, when you sit meditate. Devkinandan Prabhu.
What kind of thoughts? Well, you can have You can have fears, anxieties, or ideas, or
Regrets.
Regret.
regrets, plans, thinking about plans, things you want to do, things you didn't do, things you did do, things you could have done differently.
Yes.
All kinds of thoughts can
Yes.
come.
Okay. Just like today I was trying to book a flight ticket, and I thought I had booked for 9th May, and I ended up booking for 21st May. And then when I went to cancel it, they said, "Oh, it's a non-refundable one." I said, "Oh my God."
Oh.
I got stuck. Then he said, "I can give you $17 back." So, okay. I said, "Okay, $17, give me back." So you can make such mistakes, but then what do you do? So the thing is that there are two ways. You can accept it you can be fully upset and make yourself feel miserable, or you're smart enough to learn the lesson and do something better. Okay, for everything wrong you do, you should try to do something better. Now, when you try to meditate, when you try to chant, when you try to do a japa, so exactly like Devkinandan Prabhu said, we will get, especially if I'm chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So all of us in this group, we all chant. Maybe Amitaji not regularly, right? But you do chant sometimes, correct? The Hare Krishna mantra.
Yeah, and I also do like the Gayatri mantra and few others, but not. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So the word got cut off. Gayatri mantra, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never
Or
chanted
just the
mantra.
Om chanting as well.
What is it, Ruchiji?
I've never chanted mantra somehow in this group.
No, in this group we never did. Today, because
Okay.
we are starting off with you, so I am doing it.
Okay.
It will benefit everyone.
Yeah.
So because past few days, I'm having some amazing experiences with my chanting. I'm really relishing. I'm really touch wood. I mean, there is a wood table, so I'm fine. So the thing is, okay, let's address these things first. Okay. First of all, when you chant, you should try to put it into the ear, kind of, it should go into the ear and seamlessly flow into the heart. Okay, you should give it that much space. So let me give an example. So I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I'm chanting at that speed. That's what I like, a good speed. That speed kind of does not allow any other thought to even penetrate.
Mm.
It sets you in a very good locomotion, but that takes practice. Okay. So in between, if thoughts come, what do I do? So if thoughts come, the only thing I do counter. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali says one should be very strong and intelligent enough to deal with difficulties, or he says the regulative principles. So what are the regulative principles? For example, if I get a thought, I'm in Vegas, so every day I see coupons, disco, 50% off today's entry. I mean, like, okay. Or when some of my friend comes, they say, many of my friends come here. Which spot would you like to go? I would like to meet up with you. I mean, like, okay, So your mind kind of can play the monkey game. So then you have to get your principles. So when I'm chanting also, so your mind can throw up, you never know what. Okay. So sometimes what the mind happens is one thought. In Krishna Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshopajayate. One thought can lead to a series of disasters.
Mm.
Right? One mistake. Right? We make one mistake. All I did was hit somebody. That's it. The whole life goes into a series of problems. Right?
Talk about the Will Smith incident.
Yeah, something like that. He had everything in his favor in his life. He had money, he had the best actor award, could not control. So one incident can lead to series of incidents. So what I do is, when I chant, immediately I remember Krishna and I say, now I leave this to you. And actually we should leave this to him. That is your way of freeing yourself. Even if I am the worst of the worst, but at that moment, I just leave it to him. I have some difficulty I'm going through right now, and I leave it completely to him. And I tell that, let me just remember you, let me just meditate upon you, and everything else, I leave it to you. And that has been a winner thought for me. It's like a real winner. Everything else from the mind, everything I've given it to him. Now you take care, and I don't fear anymore. I don't want to fear. And even if the worst comes, I know you are taking care. Because we always fear the worst, right? So the worst will also be taken care. So he will find some answer. So you just have to look at him. So that, but if to maintain this simplicity, so every thought that comes, you just pick it up, and I don't want to think, I just leave it to you, you find the solution. I'm just going to think about you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, because the mantra is a person. When you are chanting mantra, it's not just I'm hearing those, like a mantra word. No, it is directly Krishna. When you say Om Ganeshaya Namah, there is Ganesha. Om Shivaya Namah, there is Shiva. When you chant Hare Krishna, there is Krishna. So what matters, Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutra, is the feelings. So when you do the mantra, you should have the absolute faith. You should have the absolute faith. Like in India, there is a beautiful mixture of people. They are Brahmins and communists at the same time. And how can you be a Brahmin and a communist? I met one communist Brahmin, and he was doing a ritual, puja ritual. And at the end of the ritual, I was speaking to him. I said, you did the ritual so nice. He said, I don't have any faith in them, but I am trained to do it. I was like, wow. It is between the one who is getting the puja done and the Lord. I'm just doing, it doesn't depend on me at all. How can it not depend on you? Right? So the thing what matters is, even they are chanting mantra. What is the benefit? Zero. So when you chant, the aspect of faith. So with faith, you make a vow that I want to chant attentively. I want the full benefit. Okay? If you want the full benefit, then what do? You just leave everything else to him. He will take it. Now, what about thoughts of somebody who has hurt you, cheated you, all these things? What do? You forgive them. Okay? So if you want to progress spiritually, you have to forgive, right? Ruchiji, do you have anybody to forgive?
Lots of them.
Lots of them. You have to forgive. You still have something in the heart. Isko dekho,
Yes,
goli
I
mar.
do.
That is the first thing you have to do. Why? Not for them, but for your own health.
But
And
Yogiji, we are all human beings now. That thing doesn't go.
see, that is the thing. In Ayurveda, it says the biggest cause of disease is unresolved conflicts in the heart.
Oh.
Are those anartas?
Yes. So the biggest cause of conflict is unresolved emotions within your heart.
Yeah, that's the most important. How to get rid of those.
Kapha in the heart gets unbalanced. And that leads to today's pandemic, like today, diabetes. insulin resistance, thyroid, all these are stress related. Now, one of the stress is you are always in a state of, not Washington, you are in a state of anger. Because from your heart, we don't even take it out. That's why as soon as people wake up, they want to drink coffee, because it is something that matches their nature. It is something that is matching their nature, the toxic nature.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't want that. We want, so if I say morning, as soon as you wake up, you drink water, turmeric water. Now I have a new ashwagandha herbal coffee alternative, right? So I have one pouch left if anyone wants to buy. And yesterday I sold almost all. So we are making a second batch anyway in some time. But that was, now that is like really filling. That is very herbal. It's very beneficial. Now, if you have something like that, then you acquire the qualities of that herb. So the point is that if we don't let them go, sometimes we feel we have to do this, but if we don't let them go, who is hurt the most? For example, if I'm abusing somebody, who is the first, who hears it the loudest?
We.
Correct? And who gets the vibration the most? That is you. So that is the thing, when you try to be a crusader or you try to correct some things, you should not become corrupt like that thing.
And that to Yogiji is just happening in thoughts. It's not even happening in reality.
Exactly. Most of these things are in the realm of thought only. Okay, let's do a forgiveness. Let's do Om. Okay, now let's do something practical. Okay. Now you have to let go. Okay, before we do Hare Krishna, we'll do Om.
So Yogiji, these let go things just happens with meditation practices, or you need to have some wise alternative thought telling you that.
Both.
Hmm.
Both. Meditation is to bring the mind to a balance. It's a practice. Okay. Alternative thought is to facilitate that meditation. So alternative thought. What is alternative thought? Yoga Sutra. So in the Yoga Sutra it says, Dhyana heyaha tadvratyayaha. If you have unresolved conflict, you cannot get into a state of samadhi. Resolve those thoughts. Okay. That's the thing. Right? So that's what, even when I try to chant, when I try to meditate, the person I hate the most, bloop, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe it. And when I'm trying to do my best thing, I'm like at the same time, hope there is a tornado in their place. How can you have that?
At least it's telling you what you need to resolve.
Yes. So that's what happens when you try to purify the heart. Actually, most people get cholesterol because of such unresolved conflict. That is cholesterol. People don't realize it's not eating. You eat because of you don't have a control on the mind. Your belly is just falling off. You don't have any control. Just like people do binge drinking, binge eating. Thank God it's Friday. Why? Unresolved stress. My boss has, in South Korea, people work like, I don't know, donkeys or dogs, whatever you call it, whatever works hard. And in the weekend, and they literally, not only on weekend, but every day, they all meet for drinking together, even the boss. And there is a culture, they scream at the boss, this, that, because there is so much, stress, tension. So the point is, if you don't sublimate what happens, they sit in your heart and they create hair loss, for example. They create indigestion. They create pressure in your lower abdomen. Okay, so there is a direct relation. So that is why forgiveness, oh my God, it's an amazing thing. So if you learn to forgive, oh my God, you will feel so light. Right? Morning when you clear your stomach, you feel light. Right? Otherwise you feel tight. So similarly, in your heart, if it is clear, you feel so light. Most of your conflicts will be gone. We don't even realize the root of our conflict is right within our heart. So you have to let go, not for them. According to their karma and mind, they will suffer what they have to suffer. Okay. Now you don't worry about that. But if you constantly keep on worrying about how they will suffer, and you want to see that suffering, then you are also suffering along with that. Okay, you have to completely forget it. That is the thing. Dhyayato. That's the clue. Krishna says, wherever your attention goes. Okay. So why is this important? Because this is a very important part of healing, self-healing, clearing of the heart. Okay. For example, husband and wife fight. But if they don't forgive each other and give a hug, or, slap, not slap, give a hug, and sit and together as a family, eat together. Other day I went to somebody's house and they said they have 4 generations of family with them. And they said, what kept the family together? Everybody eats together, no matter what is the conflict. Everybody sits, eats together, shares nice things, and that's what keeps the family together. If husband is eating alone, wife is eating alone, watching TV, both are watching TV, then that's it, you're cut off. Right? So all this have to be there. So the point what I'm trying to make is, if we want to cultivate a healthy body and mind, a good meditation is necessary. Okay, that begins. So that is the first. So we'll start with Om. Okay. So I will chant Om softly. So you can all go on mute, because then everybody is chanting, everybody hears it, kind of disturbs. So you want to have your own individual thing. I will start off with 4 or 5. Then I'll put myself also on mute. 5 soft Oms. Then you can chant, and then slowly relax your breath and then mentally chant. So that time you may get so many things. So what you should do? You should just leave that, duck that, and just become aware of Om, the vibration that is coming up. So all you have to say to yourself is, I just let go and just take shower in this vibration. Okay, then you can do the Hare Krishna mantra also similar. So let's take 10 minutes. Okay, first we'll do 10 minutes. So breathe in nicely. Breathe out. Take a relaxed breath. Take a deep, relaxed breath. Get your position right. You're trying to get into a deep meditational mode. Okay. Now we say
Mudra should be Jnana Mudra.
Gyan Mudra. Yes. Wonderful. Yes. Gyan Mudra. Gyan Mudra or Akash Mudra. Okay. One of the two. Gyan Mudra is good. Okay. So now we'll chant about 1 or 2 minutes Om. And you can all put yourself on mute. You can softly chant. This is not for loud. Soft means you are trying to go in. So I'm trying to go in and softly activate. And after 2 or 3 minutes, when you feel confident, then you can mentally chant. I will not give instructions at that time. I've already given. I want you to experience that calmness and softly chant in the mind. And any thought that comes, you sidestep it. You don't try to fight with the thought. Mind wants you to fight with the thought. Don't fight. Let it go. You leave it to Krishna. You leave it to Om. And you just become aware of the Om. Okay? That's it. Very simple. All right. I'm starting. So I will start now for a minute. So Jnana Mudra. Om. 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 Can keep chanting softly or be silent, chant in the mind. Now chant little softly in your mouth. Om. 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 Relax your mind. Beware of the body. Relax your mudra. Slowly open your eyes. All right. Very good. So Ruchi ji, were you able to experience calmness, silence?
Yes, very nice, Yogiji. I mean, I did have times of fighting, letting go the thoughts, but it was very good.
So once you let go, then you become an expert. So all you have to do is, that is why they say practice makes a man perfect.
Yeah.
So forgiveness is also a practice, because you forgive him today, tomorrow it will come back. So then you forgive him tomorrow, then you make it a practice. See, these are some of the qualities a yogi should have. And when those qualities are there, when the body is not unnecessarily vibrated because of anger, like once people watch those violent movies or anger movies, what happens? You also get that vibration, right? But if you experience meditation, everything, what happens? You get that power of, you get that power of vibration. You get that. So that is how. So anyways, so that is an introduction. So the next thing which we will do tomorrow, but I will explain a little bit today. We can chant, we won't chant one mala, we'll chant full tomorrow, is the Hare Krishna mantra. So I love, so all of us chant, but when we chant, just like this one, you should also let go any thoughts in your mind. So we chant the full mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, like that, full mantra. So the two important components there. One, you hear this. Now to the degree your mind is fully hearing, to that degree you get benefit. So you can make the decibel level. But it's not just about creating a noise, but it's also about the feelings. So this is like very silent, very calm, but at the same time, Patanjali says that tadartha bhavanam. Meditation means to develop loving feeling towards the self. Right? Self-love. Self-love means not being egoistic, but self-love means I love that aspect of the soul of myself. So I have to have that aspect of myself. So that's the thing. So anyway, we'll just chant 4 or 5 times, or like maybe 11 times. Okay. So we can either mute or just I'll chant once, so then we can all try. So how we do this is, so you hold each bead and then you chant the full mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it goes in a beautiful line, one after the other. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The more lovingly you chant, but it's not loud and loving. It's soft. That is upamshu. Soft and loving. Okay, so that's the thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, all right. You can try it on your own. You can chant at slower speed, it's okay. Soft, just try to hear, just like we did the Om. Let everything else go and just hear, okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I'll put myself on mute so that you can hear your own chant. Hare Krishna. So it takes about 8 minutes to chant. So did everyone have a focused experience?
Yeah. Question. Did you do 108 times?
108 times.
108 took 8 minutes.
Yeah, almost seven minutes it takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if we don't have the beads, how would we know the 108
Then
times?
without you can't know.
No, can't know.
Yes,
Can
you
we put a
can. You can
timer?
count. You can count on fingers.
Fingers, yeah.
But then
You
you
know.
have to use your mind to keep a track. With the beads,
Track every 10.
yeah.
But if you're really in a pinch, and you don't have beads, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on one hand, and then up to 12 on the other hand, just on the knuckles. So 9 times 12 is 108. But that does require a little bit of thinking to move the finger.
Yeah.
Whereas the beads, there's really no thinking. You can just
No thinking. But what if we put a timer of like an 8 minutes timer or so? That way we are fully focused. We may not make it 108, it might be 109, it could be 106. That should be okay, right?
See, the thing is, ultimately, there are both. Your feelings matter plus the numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
So every mantra has a certain number of times it should be chanted when it gives you that full benefit.
Yeah.
So that's why the beads are given, so that we keep account. So both are beneficial. Although when we chant concentrated, definitely you get the benefits. But when you chant with the required numbers also, when you fulfill a certain amount of numbers, that also gives you benefit. So both are beneficial. Okay.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
All right. So Jasmine, what was the?
Yeah, so at the end it was like I was busy in my mind, and then at the end it's like the cloud got lifted and I was fine.
Okay, that's a good sign. It takes some time to get into it. Right. So when you are doing software all day, software is here also. Then after some time it goes away. Right? It at least takes 15-20 minutes to get in. Right?
I felt like a radio, which is sometimes tuning in, sometimes pulling in the signal, sometimes fading out, sometimes coming in and out.
It does happen, but just a question of practice. Yeah. All right. Very good. So Ruchi ji, how did you feel?
Amazing, Yogi ji.
Amazing. Okay. So that's a good sign. Okay.
Very good, very good.
So we'll continue tomorrow. Now we got the fundamentals right on both the Om meditation and the Hare Krishna. So we'll continue. We'll build upon this because this is a question of continuity, not a one-day thing. You want to do it, experience it every day. Tomorrow I won't have to explain so much. If you want to hear, you can listen to the recording. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see you tomorrow then. Hare Krishna.